Hi, this is Humphreys, and this is my Pi project video. I'm going to go over my implementation of the software I'm using and possible other implementations and the problems I occurred and how I fixed them. For my project, I'm using NEMS, which is a monitoring service based on Nagios, which is like an enterprise setting that's used by Cisco and a bunch of other companies like Intel and etc. But this specific version, NEMS, is used for single board computers, similar to the Raspberry Pi, like this project's about, or Droid, or the NVIDIA, dev kits and stuff like that. NEMS, the NEMS itself is a third-party adaptation of Nagios that has been community-driven and is free, and it's an active project, so it's always getting updates and adding new features. Onto my implementation of this, I have NEMS installed in my Pi right next to my server, as you'll see here. I have it sitting right next to my server, and I have it plugged into the same switch. And what I'm using it for is reporting information on my network and my server, as I'll show you here. If I go to my status overview, when you install NEMS, you get the opportunity to do different services, and these services are like you're reporting what you want to report. So as you see mine, I'm 100% health, but I've had one recent alert where my NEMS website went down for some odd reason, because it's hiccups every now and then. But if I go to the services that are active on my NEMS, as I have a HTTP request that checks my HTTP port 80 and make sure it's open, and my server, my HTTP server is broadcasting. I had it where every 12 hours it would do a speed test. Right now it got reset because I actually deleted that service, but as you see, it does a ping test and a download test. It checks for the NEMS current load, like the load on the Pi and the temperature of the Pi. I also have it to where it does a ping to my server, which that ping results in 0.15 milliseconds, which is pretty good. It checks the root partition, like the amount of free space on the Nagios for logging, and then whether the SSH port on the Nagios, the NEMS rather, is open. If I go to the configure here, I'll show you my services. Now this is what I just recently set up. So I have it to where it's checking port 45565, which I have a small game server for hosted. It's checking HTTP. And the temperature and ping and root partition. There are many different services you can add to the NEMS. What you can do, as you see here, you can add it to where you can check a Cisco router or switch, DHCP, FTP port, HTTP, like I have internet speed, a bunch of different things, even down to Windows Server, CPU reports, and etc. All of this is configured, whereas let's say on my status overview, one of my services goes down, it will automatically email an email that you have set saying, error, there's something wrong with the server. So far, I haven't had that problem because I haven't had it set up for too long. But let's say that my ISP decided to change my dynamic IP, then it would flag saying HTTP needs to, HTTP is closed, and I'll have to go report forward my stuff. Other implementations of this can be done like for a small IT business. Say you wanted to administer other small networks and stuff like that. Or you can have a small enclosed Pi box and have it to where just the Ethernet and the power is going in, and you can do small reporting servers and report them all back to a basic request link. I did have one issue, and I'm still having it. It's a problem with the software and it needs to be fixed. But the service overview does not update with the configurations actively. It does it every hour or so. It does, but there's no way for me to change that right now. But I did make a request. Another problem I had was getting it to check the specific TCP port I wanted. But all I had to do to fix that was go to the I had to make the service initially, then go in and edit all the settings. As for what I learned by doing this, I learned that there is a lot that goes into monitoring and administering servers. I didn't, there's a lot of different steps when it comes to monitoring and how many different fail-safes a business can have when a server is up. I think that this project would be valuable to anyone that does not have, say, like an SSH or like any reporting on a server. Like for say you have a XAMPP server on a Windows PC like I do. There's no way for you to say the server goes down. There's no way for you to know if the server went down unless you know the website's down. And the extension to this project, what you can do is you can set up a node of these and have them reporting to several different things, and split the load amongst 2 or 3 different pies. Because as you see on mine, I have a like a slow load average, so you could split up the loading, like split up the use case into multiple different and decreases load on individual pies. I think that's all I got, and thank you for watching.